We should advertise a live show and stream live on YouTube.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we just got to be careful with the language. Jason,
we should consider what we have to lose here.
Agreed.
But I mean, wait a minute. Can we just back that up for a second? So does that mean Ken and I don't have anything to lose, or?
I don't have anything to lose. I've lost it all. Welcome back. We are here, old guys playing games, and we thank you for coming with us on this journey with Jason, Josh, Stuart, and Ken. We're going to talk some Halo co-op. We've got to play a little bit more of that today, and had a lot of fun with that. Stu's going to start us off with some Rebirth for co-op, or Call of Duty, Rebirth Undead. Then we've got a very cool story about Lego and Atari teaming up. And then we'll talk about this new game called Multiversus. And then we got a special topic that we'll talk about near the end. So we got a chance to play Halo co-op today. Now we're in the open world. And we had a blast. Some are playing the game as intended and others aren't. So I think it's a lot of fun. I'm really, really enjoying it. It's definitely a good break from the Call of Duty stuff. You know, I'm kind of becoming disenchanted with. But Jason or Josh, what'd you think about our gameplay today?
Today, I thought it was fun. I mean, I'm not sure about we're not playing it as intended.
Well, there was a lot of grenades and fire.
But to me, that's part of the fun.
Muted.
to me, that's part of the fun. I mean, it's definitely better than the campaign portion, the beginning portion. But once we get out into the open world, it became a lot more fun. And part of the fun to me was being able to shoot at Jason every now and then, and getting shot at Jason every now and then. But I think it's fun. Mm-hmm. I don't know that it's going to hold my attention as much as a Call of Duty, even Warzone would. Shocker, I know.
Even Warzone?
But yes, I enjoy Warzone. I know you guys think I'm just Mr. Multiplayer, but I like Warzone. And I think Warzone to me
Vanguard is multiplayer.
Well, I agree. Vanguard is not the best multiplayer, but I think it's fun. It's just, I don't know. It's the same exact thing. I went through part of this as a solo. It's the same exact thing. And it seems kind of repetitive. And then even the story portion, like some of us want to hear it, some of us don't. It kind of drags it down a little bit. Like it's not just like Warzone is just straight, you know, we're a team, we're fighting, we're trying to win the game. We can talk about the other stuff later. But this one, it just seems like it's a little slow and it's a little repetitive.
Yeah, so for me today, I as I mentioned before, this is probably going to be the only way I'm going to play the campaign. I probably won't play it by myself. So I'm going to play it through you guys, and not being able to hear the story because you all were kind of wanting to move a little forward, which I'm perfectly fine with. I definitely felt a little bit of miss, you know, I'm missing something, but I'm still having fun with the different missions and fighting together. I think one little thing that is weird is the choosing the next waypoint and making those decisions as a team is a little challenging. But Jason, what do you think?
I like the idea of jumping into a game that's the four of us co-op that we could play, and we might play this game for the next year and not worry about trying to do it in a short period of time. It is kind of a neat concept that there is this co-op that all four of us are a part of. And for me, it will probably hold my attention maybe for another few months. If we don't end up finishing the game in another few months, I think I'm personally probably not going to be that interested. Stu, what about you?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, I think it's fun to go around and shoot stuff. I never find the bad guys that compelling, right? So it's sort of like when you're shooting at bots is always shooting at bots. I do like driving around. It's probably more fun when we're shooting each other, or you get the tank stuck or those kind of things, or one of us gets lost and behind, and you got to get the kid. Other than that, it's not. It's just fun to play with you guys, right? It's not a fun game. That's my take.
Ken did like the test the range. We should have known that Ken did the range test to see how far ahead or behind the rest of the squad you could get. So Ken did that.
I promised the listeners that I would do that, so I did.
How far was it?
It's farther than Far Cry. I'll tell you that, because Far Cry
it's pretty far. I would say maybe about 100 clicks.
100 clicks.
Whatever that means. I have no idea.
Kilometers.
I didn't measure it. So, but it was considerably farther. I mean, I could feasibly be in a different mission or base than you guys, and still.
But you can't do it, right? You can't. Once you are on the elevator, the escalator, you're going.
Yep.
There's no getting off.
Stu has a topic.
Yes. So one of the new things we also have now is there's a new zombie. So for those of you that don't know, there's always zombies in the Call of Duty franchises. But there's dedicated zombie games. But now there's this new one in Rebirth, which is the Undead, which is a take on something they've done before, where you come in as a normal human, and if you die, you respawn as a zombie, and then you need to either kill humans in order to become non-zombie, or you fight with your teammates as a zombie. Anyway, so we played this yesterday when I got back from being out of town. It was fun. It was the nice thing about the game, and one thing I like about Rebirth, is that once you die, you don't die. I mean, now you die and become a zombie. It's an interesting little twist. Zombies are very powerful. They can jump a long way. But yeah, I thought it was fun. I mean, Ken, what do you think about it? How do you think, do you like this sort of, I mean, I think they started first time we played it, was Halloween, I think a couple years ago. So do you like this game?
So originally, when they first introduced it last year, where the undead and you have to kill the living, or you can try to respawn as a human, I didn't care for it. I didn't like it, and when I saw that they were going to do this similar thing on Rebirth, I was a little worried, because I felt that Rebirth can be kind of claustrophobic. But I must admit that it turned out to be a lot of fun, and the claustrophobia really adds to the anxiety you have when you play. There were a couple times that I got a little scared. I curled up in the corner and just waited for a little bit till I got my bearings. But it was fun, and I think we have a good strategy when we play, and we've been in the top 5. I think every time that we've played, we've had a second place. I didn't win.
Right. If I was there, we probably would have won. So.
You were there, so
I did enjoy it.
Win.
I did enjoy it. Go ahead, Josh.
Just really quick to break here. I've never seen someone eat whatever you were just eating like that, Jason. That was
cashews at the very bottom.
Did you get any of them in your mouth, or were they like on?
My dog is now loving my cashew floor.
Anyway, so
clearly Jason's wife is out of town.
Did anyone actually turn back human? Because Jason, I've only
played
with Jason.
Yeah, we did.
Okay,
Stu was the first to come back human.
How many of those syringe things do you need?
Just one. As soon as you kill somebody, you get a syringe.
Yeah, wait, I think you need 3.
No, that's not right.
All I know is every time I killed somebody, I immediately came back human.
No, but it's because when you kill someone, 2 syringes come up.
Oh,
so I think you must have been around a place where there were multiple.
Well, I think we need to test that.
I mean, I liked it
right now.
Jason and I played for a bit, and I thought it was a cool twist. I wasn't able to come back as human, but we didn't play for that long. So I'm definitely down for playing some more of that. It was cool to come back and kill as a zombie, and you get to, and they give you that hunter perk, I think, as a zombie, so you're able to see them easier than you would if you're human.
The trick, the advantage, or whatever, the strategy, that's the word I was looking for, is being up on high places. If you can get a good spot that is towards the end of the circle, on a roof or on top of a tower. I think
we stayed up there for a long time. I was shocked, Jason, that you were able to stay up there that long, to be honest.
Well, it was funny because Josh says This is exactly what Stu would do. He would find the middle of the circle and just hang out here.
Yep.
And
And
we
then
always
go clockwise or whatever.
go clockwise. That's right. Or counterclockwise, whatever it is. It works.
Well,
Okay,
we'll have
Ken
to,
found the answer. A zombie will
so a zombie
yeah.
needs 4 syringes to be redeploy as an operator. Also, a zombie will get 2 syringes for eliminating a human, or if they perform a finishing move on that operator, they will get 4 syringes. In other words, not
That's
I didn't know you
away.
could do that. That's cool. That's good to know. That's good to know.
I never know how to do it. Remind me, what are the
Right
controls to do
stick,
finishing?
push down right stick.
Yeah. It depends
Like
what
you
you're.
have to
Well, it
hold it
depends.
down, or just like boom.
It depends what you're.
Wait, is it right stick or left?
For me, it's B. It all depends on which loadout you're using for your.
Yeah.
I use a tactical button positioning.
I think by
I think
default, though, it is hold down the right stick.
Yeah, I think it's right stick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
For me, it's B.
So yeah,
Well,
I
and you
think
could
we should.
easily do the finishing move because there are so many zombies towards the end. You could sneak up on someone while he's paying attention. He or she is paying attention to another zombie.
That is another cool part. Is it becomes a little bit chaotic, and you can see that the human operators are like they don't know which way to turn because they're running all over the place. So yeah, I could see that a finishing move would be
It's
easy.
fun. I think we'll play more of that. Okay, we're now going to the next topic. So Lego seems like they're on a tear. If it's not every week, it's every couple weeks. They have a new set announcement, and in this one, which actually the set comes out Monday, I think is August 1st, or is that tomorrow?
No, that's Monday.
Monday.
Is the new Atari 2600. Tuesday. It's the new Atari 2600, and it is it's super cool. It looks like it's an actual Atari 2600 game console. And when I first saw it, I thought it was a playable version, but it doesn't look like it is. That there's cartridges in there that look like the actual cartridges, but it's not playable. I think it's one of these because they did another one of these like Nintendo 64 or something. They did another game console. Yep. Ken, what do you think?
I like the idea. I think it looks very cool. At first, I agree. I thought it was a playable because they do show people putting the cartridges in it, and they also have a joystick for that matter. But I also like that they've got this little diorama of sorts of a kid playing Atari with some posters in the background, very 80s style. And it includes a couple of small displays that have some of the game action like Centipede and Asteroids and stuff like that. So I dig it. I admit I'm not a collector of the Lego stuff like some of you are, but I thought this was a really good tie-in for our show and really brings back memories. So I'm not going to pay $240 for it, but I'll look at it when somebody buys it and builds it.
Josh.
Yeah, it's a little expensive. That's kind of a turnoff.
Says the guy with the expensive shoe collection.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I guess everybody has their own thing, but I think I only paid $200 for the tumbler. Like, I think I paid less for the Lego tumbler. So that just seems like really expensive, but it is cool. I will say that was something you could definitely put out and enjoy just kind of having it there. So, but the $240 that takes me out of the running. I think I'd rather buy a pair of shoes. So next? So let's talk about this game. Okay, Multiversus beta.
We're gonna take a break first.
Oh, sorry. Yes, we're taking a break.
All right, we're back, and so let's talk about this new game I introduced you guys to. So Warner Brothers Games came out with a fighting game called Multiversus, and what's really cool about this is the roster of characters that they've added. So it's got, of course, it's Warner Brothers, so it's got the DC properties. And it's also got the Warner Brothers Bugs Bunny and those characters, Tom and Jerry. It's also got Adventure Time. It's got, what was it, Steven Universe,
LeBron James.
It's got LeBron
Space
James.
Jam.
It's got Game of Thrones even.
What?
Yeah, so there's
really?
yeah, so when I played the tutorial, I was playing against what was the girl's name? Arya Stark. Arya Stark. Yeah, Arya Stark. But it also has the Scooby Doo and Rick and Morty characters and Iron Giant. But I thought it would be really cool for us to try, and I played the tutorial to prepare for when you guys got up to speed. And for me, it reminds me that I'm too old to play fighting games. I used to be really into fighting games. I used to play Virtua Fighter. I used to play Soul Calibur, and those fighting games.
Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
Holy cow, I forgot about that game.
Yeah. So I used to love playing fighting games, but I've fallen out of favor. And I think it's my reaction time might be suffering or something. But I thought it was fun though. And when you guys got online with it, I think we had a lot more fun with it. But Josh, you've been through the tutorial a little bit and played your first match. What'd you think?
The tutorial was ridiculous, especially for a button mashing game. Like, does it matter that we need you're just gonna hit the buttons anyway. And I mean, it's okay, but I'm not gonna spend more than 15 minutes on that sucker. It's I don't know what's Jason showing us.
Never mind.
What is that? Why are you're derailing the podcast?
Yes.
So
he's the one who wants to go video. So
I know, right? So I was always a Mortal Kombat guy. I really enjoyed it, and maybe it is age, or I don't know. My forearms started hurting because I'm just sitting there like bashing the buttons, not really knowing what I'm doing. Jason is just like, can we cut him out of this one? Unbelievable. But plus I'm not Superman and Wonder, it's not appealing to me. I mean, that's just my thing.
This Stu's gonna get worked up on that comment. Them's fighting words for a comic book boy.
Yeah, well, if it was like, what's the Marvel one where they all fight?
Marvel versus Capcom.
But if you're going to say it's not even that, I wouldn't be interested in. Like, if it's, I guess maybe I'm the Mortal Kombat thing, like Sub-Zero and Scorpion and all those things. That's kind of more my speed than any type of comic book character.
Blood and Guts, got it.
Yeah.
I didn't like the setup process.
Blood and Guts. Jeez.
I didn't like the setup process. Josh was the first one other than Ken to go through the setup process, and we were on a party together and he was doing it while I was listening to him. And I just couldn't, I don't love this concept of to play a game, especially a fighting game like that you have all this friction to get into the actual just button mashing. You have to sign up for a WB Games account. Then you have to do this long ass tutorial and then you get to play. Nope.
And one thing I forgot, a cursor. You have to move a cursor.
Yeah, the menu system was a cursor based. Yeah,
ridiculous.
That was kind of odd.
So, Stu, what did you think?
Well, I think I haven't played this game. I was out of town and I got back yesterday evening, and the guys were playing. I've downloaded this game, but I believe there's
Don't do it.
I believe this whole. By the way, I think the thing that requires you to sign up for a WB Games account is the thing that I would be like, no. I mean, I didn't like doing it for Ubisoft or the others or EA, but there were some benefits. At least you got some gaming stuff. I also think it's really lazy to just throw every freaking character you have into a game. I mean, it's like frankly, it's just lazy, right? I mean, it's like you're just going to throw every WB character in there for some reason. It's I don't know. It doesn't interest me. I don't want to see Ariana Stark fighting LeBron James, right?
Really? That doesn't appeal to you?
No, it does not.
That's not the right canon.
It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't appeal to me. I think it's just a ploy to get your money and, more importantly, get your data into their WB Games account system so they can try to say some other crap that they sell. So I don't think I'm going to be trying it. I think I'm going to be deleting it from my
I think I'm deleting it too.
Like, just because I was playing Vanguard while listening to you guys play this game. I was like, yeah, nope. So it's unfortunate because I think you think about, if you look at that, you think about the cast of characters that they have. It would be cool to have a really good Game of Thrones game, maybe a Assassin's Creed type game. It would be really cool to have
That would be cool.
a Warner Brothers game where maybe Pepe Le Pew is not canceled. It'd be really cool to have a game where you have all the DC characters in a way that is more fitting to the DC characters, like it was in Arkham Asylum. But
Isn't there a DC comic game like that?
Injustice.
Yep.
Injustice, that's it.
It's a more realistic, but it is still just a fighting game.
But realistically, sorry, I've used the name more realistic after Ken did. But the games that have been the best ones that I think have done the comic characters over the last couple of years have been the Lego games. At some point, I think we should put a topic on one of in the future topic.
I do love those Lego games.
Yeah, we should talk about the Lego games and our favorites and what we liked in a future podcast. How about
that's a great idea. I'm going to add it.
I like it.
Oh, Ken's adding it.
Yeah, Lego games are good.
That is good.
Okay. You might be able to consider that my rant for the week if you want.
Oh, are we doing a Stewart rant this week? Or
Well,
not?
I noticed it was left off the list. I added it on.
There has to be another rant.
Don't
maybe
you want to do one about
or
travel,
hotels.
flying?
Oh, yeah, I can do that one. That's a good one. Yeah, I can do that one.
Do you want to do the rant at the end, or you want to do it before the topic?
Let's do it at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't want to. We have to have something. I don't want to leave the people in a negative mood, but I'll try to make it funny.
You can't possibly not make it funny.
That's a fair point.
So this is Jason. We're going to move to the next topic, which is Jason's idea, which I thought was a really good one. I think we all did. As they usually are, right, Jason? Your ideas are usually good ideas. So why are you shaking your head like that?
No.
Oh, I thought you were like
He's agreeing with you. Oh, wait.
constipated or something. So what horror film scared you when you were young is what the topic is. And do you want me to do mine first, or you want to do yours?
Yeah. So, and I'm going to be pissed if you choose the one that I'm going to use.
Oh, no.
No pressure, Josh. No pressure.
No, then you're going to go first.
Cool.
Then you go first.
No, Josh, I'm pretty sure
There's
you
high
have the same.
likelihood it's the same movie. Go ahead.
Okay. So Ken and I were talking about this earlier in the week. We were playing. And I have one that I couldn't find the name of. And then as I was doing it, as I was looking, I saw one that reminded me that was it. Yes, Finding Nemo.
It's a sad story.
I'm going to say it. I have a feeling this. Poltergeist.
Oh, that
good one.
So
you have to look that up.
No, well, no. The one that's burned in my brain, I cannot find the name of it. It's this one about it's something with a fun house, and there's like clowns that like come through the window. It's like really messed up stuff. That it was probably 1983, something like that.
But there was a movie called Funhouse that you determined that was not it.
I don't think that was it.
I think that is it because
maybe I couldn't find any clips, so I couldn't really say. So I was like, nah. But then I saw.
You can only do it during the daylight, so
that's right.
You didn't have a lot of time.
No, you're 100% right on that one. So no, Poltergeist. There were just some. I mean, just everything about that. Anytime there's like a little kid that gets possessed somehow, it always freaks me out. And that was the Native American burial ground, right? That's where the house was built on, like all that stuff.
And the woman with that voice.
Yes, the woman with the voice. Yes, it's just
right.
That movie is a great movie. It's a great movie because of the way it was directed and everything. That movie gets you on this.
Who directed that movie? I should know this.
That's a good question.
Was it Spielberg?
Well, Spielberg, I think, wasn't it?
I think it is.
That movie was suspenseful. It was scary. It was. The acting was good.
I usually defer to The Shining, but I saw that I think a little bit later in life. But Poltergeist was. When I saw that, I was like, yeah.
That was
1982.
That was actually my
Toby
pick.
Hooper.
What was
that was my pick for the movie today.
Oh,
but there are two scenes. Yeah, there are two scenes in particular.
Written by Steven Spielberg.
There are two scenes in particular that traumatized me. One was when she bit into the chicken and she looked at it and there were maggots coming out of it. That traumatized me forever. And then the second scene is when the little boy had that toy clown in his room and the clown came to life and the arms were stretched out and wrapped all the way around him. That freaked me out as well. So those are the two things that scared the life out of me as a kid.
Such a good, well done movie.
Something that made me laugh in that scene you were talking about. Do you know what other movie that kid was in?
I don't actually.
Airplane.
Really?
He's the boy from Airplane.
No way.
You're
The one that's
Kareem
watched Gladiator
Abdul-Jabbar.
movies?
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah, it's the same kid.
His name is Oliver Robbins.
That's
That
funny.
is funny.
So, didn't mean to steal your thunder there, Kenneth.
No, I'm glad you didn't. Well, sorry. I thought you were going to steal mine.
It's not
No, I
about you,
stole
Jason.
Still Ken's.
So,
It's not
yeah,
about you.
so
So
let's
Ken,
the
go number two.
lead up to
Ken-
Jason is here. Let's hear.
And I'm just going to say the director, and then you guys will know exactly. And I was trying to reflect on how in the heck I saw this movie at such a young age, but I definitely did, and it totally scared the living. And the reason it did, and it set the tone for what scares me in movies these days. There's like the unrealistic horror, the Friday the 13th and Halloween's and those, and then there's the realistic horror. And this movie set the tone for why I get scared in movies. So I'll say Stanley Kubrick. So it was
The Thing.
The Shining, but The Thing was my second choice. So this is more of a psychological thriller horror than it is a traditional horror. But this movie still, like watching this movie still freaks me out because the setup is so long. Where they're just setting the scene for like, Jack is a great guy. He's just a really neat guy. Great dad. Great employee. And you just see this thing ticking as his inner, demons come out. What a incredibly great movie, but still freaks me out.
Agreed.
Stu. Oh, are you serious? That was Stu's?
Yeah, well, that was what it would have been Josh's too, but I'm not. I think Ken's next, and then I'll go. But I mean, so let me just comment this: The Shining is. I know what's his name didn't like the movie, but frankly, what's his name's movies all suck when he's involved. So,
Stephen King.
yeah, I mean, The Shining is one of those movies. As a guy that went to a boarding school, the interesting thing with boarding school, like sometimes you'd be there on the weekends and no one would be there, and you'd walk in the halls at 2 a.m. and whatever, and it would be like, trust me, that movie comes back to you, and that same feeling you get in the movie comes back to you in that same thing. It preys on that alone in the woods feeling you have as a human, which is the fight or flight thing. That movie, I mean, when Scatman takes it in the chest, no offense if anybody hasn't seen it, that's just a tough scene, right? Or in the back, I can't remember. But it was that movie is so well done, and the Simpsons parody of both of the previous movies we've talked about are both very well done. Which I know, Josh, you've never watched The Simpsons, which but Ken and I can probably quote both the Poltergeist episode when they find the Indian skull with the feathers on it, and then also the Shining episode is another classic one. So both are really good.
I would actually. I didn't realize they did that. I will,
they've done everything, Josh.
The Shining one, I would definitely.
They've done
check out.
everything at this point. So Ken, you're up now. You'll probably steal another one of mine, but go ahead.
I hope I don't. I actually have a few of them, but I'll talk about the others after you because I wanted to give a special call out to a couple. But I think for me, it has to be Nightmare on Elm Street. And I'm talking about the first one. Yes, it's
The
a bit
very
campy.
first one. Yeah, it's a good
the
one.
very first one. It's a bit campy, but when you watch it as a teenager in the 80s, when it first came out, it was horrifying because you put yourself in that position of those teenagers then. Johnny Depp was in it. He got sucked into his bed and spilled out in a eruption of blood. And these were, it scared the heck out of me that someone could be in my dreams and affect me in real life. It's that whole premise where you're told that if you fall in your dream and you land, you die and you don't wake up. That whole old wives' tale or whatever. So that the thought of someone in your dream killing you and you actually dying, did definitely scare me. But it became a fan favorite. And for me, it was a favorite. I've seen all the films and I really enjoyed it because after that they became even campier and his jokes got better and it became almost a comedy at times. But the first one was still by far, I'd never seen anything like it. So it's good.
Another great Simpsons parody, by the way.
Yes. Agreed.
Keeper Willie. Yes.
I didn't realize
84.
I didn't realize Johnny Depp was in that. I haven't seen it.
I didn't
in so
either.
long.
Wes Craven.
Yes.
Yes.
Craven did some good
Wes
movies.
made a bunch of great stuff.
Was that his first big horror flick? It must be.
I think so.
No, I think he did one of the.
He did the zombie thing, didn't he? Yeah,
No, that was Carpenter. There was John Carpenter that did that. I can't remember he did another one before that.
Nightmare was his first big writing thing, it looks like.
Okay. Now, Stuart, what do you got?
Well, I was gonna go. So I agree with all of yours. All of those are great, and they're ones that traumatized me as a kid. But I think, and I was gonna go There's two others I was thinking about going with. I'm gonna go with one that's a little bit out there. So bear with me for a second. I thought about The Exorcist because as a kid that scared the hell out of me as a good little Catholic boy. Because when you go to your parents, you're like, I need help, and they're like, I'm just scared. Me, they're like, it's real. I'm like, oh, what? Number two was what do you call it? Damien, the
Salem's Lot.
No.
The original Damien.
The Omen.
What
the
the
Omen.
heck was?
The Omen.
Yeah,
the Omen was. Those are both terrifying movies, but I'm going to pick one that like really had an effect on me that may not be considered a horror movie, which is Jaws. Like to me, Jaws is a horror movie. Now it's not the horror genre, but if I think of a movie that impacted me, similar, Josh or Ken, what you were talking about with not being able to go to sleep or whatever. I mean, I remember legitimately being in swimming pools thinking, is there a shark in this pool? Right. So for me, horror is something that makes you believe that something is potentially real and scares the crap out of you. So while Damien and The Exorcist are true horror movies, and I'll take either one of those if you tied me down. I don't know how else you categorize Jaws other than a horror movie. The feeling that the music, the feeling, the anxiousness, the concern for the character on the screen, the screaming against the screen, you're an idiot. You know that, and the way that movie starts, again Spielberg, but the way that movie starts with the shark and she's swimming out into the thing, and then like the sound of the bell on the. I mean, it's brilliant filmmaking that makes you feel like you are anxious the entire time. So I'm going to say Jaws, and I'm going to put it out there.
Yeah. So the back in the time that was created, that was the only genre it would fit in. Now, since then, we've had thrillers, we have psychological thrillers, we've got all of these. That it could probably fall in the thriller category. But I agree with you. I think that was a horror film because of the realism part of it. This could really happen type thing. And that movie scared the hell out of me too. But I mean, there are movies that I like what you said. The Omen and The Exorcist. I didn't include those because I didn't see those as a kid, but because I was too scared to see them, So it was I had to give the ones that I had actually seen, but yeah, Jaws. I had to wait until I was a little older to watch that, just because it scared me. I was scared of stuff like that.
IMDb had it 7 on the horror films.
Nice,
interesting.
But the one above it was one of my favorites, which was An American Werewolf in London.
Yeah, that is good. It's
not the same. It didn't give me the same. I didn't think that was real, right? I wasn't worried about that one.
Right.
Oh, Rosemary's Baby. Oh, these are good. Blair Witch Project, UCF done. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that one scared me, but I saw it as an adult. But some of the ones that I was going to call out. Now I'll let you guys talk about Jaws in a second, but I want to give a special call out to The Hitcher with Rutger Hauer and Thomas.
I totally forgot about that movie. Yeah, that
one scared me too.
Wow.
And then Something Wicked This Way Comes. I love that with Jonathan Pryce as the carnival owner, and it was weird and it freaked me out. But that one also had Jason Robards in it. So.
Ooh. Amityville Horror.
Right.
That was pretty good.
You'll notice that I'm very quiet in all these because I have not seen any of these. I won't put myself through that.
Okay, I'm gonna go the movie that came up in my mind, but then I had to remind myself this was when I was a kid. But the movie that's still, and I love you guys to tell me if you think this is horror, if this is like psychological drama mystery, which this connects back to The Shining. The movie that still freaks me out the most today, and I just watched it a few months ago again, and it gave me the same feeling, is Seven with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman, where they go through the 7 deadly.
It's. I think it's horror. I think it's. Yeah.
Gluttony.
I love that movie. That is one of my favorite films of all time.
So good, but so disturbing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Josh is just being really quiet.
No, I've actually seen 7. It's been a long time, but I've seen it.
So it's interesting we didn't do the slasher stuff like the Halloween or the Texas
Scream
Chainsaw
or
Massacre
any of those
and that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre in '74 was scary, but it's not the same.
You don't consider that horror? Is that why?
I do, but I don't consider it, like, for me, while I was entertaining and it was fun and it was scary, it didn't stay with me that I thought some guy was going to come through the door with a chainsaw. Right. That's like when I viewed sort of this, I was like, what got me as a kid? I kept checking the back of my head for 666 after watching The Omen. I did.
Well, like I had a neighbor kid. Actually, he was a good friend of mine. His name was Damien, and I remember like just wondering, like your parents really gave you that name? Because that movie, I'm glad you raised that one because that one freaked me out too.
Well, you know what the name of the daughter in The Exorcist was? It was Reagan.
Reagan, that's right.
Oh,
Is that why you named
I don't know
her
that I ever knew
that?
that.
Maybe. Yes, that's correct. Yes, it's good. And sometimes, and she would admit this.
Jeez, the head spins.
Yes. You know, I wake up and she's next to bed with a knife.
Oh, jeez.
Just kidding.
All right. So I think we got time for your rant, Stu.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I would like to say I get the rant because number one, I'm the most rant worthy. Jason is the most, but Jason rants. But
No, I'm the most rant worthy. People will rant about me.
Okay.
No, yes.
But you're the biggest ranter.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, maybe I should do my rant about Jason's humbleness. But as the oldest, I'm the old guy that gets to rant. So the one thing, I traveled again this week. And by the way, traveling is becoming worse and worse. I think because of just lack of planes and timeouts, all things happening. So people, be patient out there, please. Those of us that have traveled for 20 years plus, we go into a mode like stuff's gonna happen, right? Jason and I've been stuck in many airport together and just sort of waited it out. But this is a rant that I need all of you to understand. I need you to take control of your family members when you travel. Is backpacks. Now, I understand you're all too cheap to check your bags. I understand it. I don't like to check my bags either. When you overstuff a backpack with 2.5 feet of stuff and it extends off your back, understand that when you walk in through an 18-inch corridor, if you turn, you will likely kill somebody to your left or your right. And sometimes it could be me. And I am big enough that if you hit me with a backpack, I'm just going to go, hey, and I'll be fine.
This dude has this face.
Yes. And if you say something back to me, then there's going to be an air marshal incident. But I did see an older lady this week, like an 80-year-old lady get hit with a backpack and literally almost knocked her out,
No.
And then what ends up happening when someone says something, the person turns to see, well, what did I do? And then they hit the person on the other side with the backpack.
It's like
So
Backpack.
When you walk down that aisle, you walk down straight. When you take your backpack off, you slide it behind you in the aisle and you put it up. And on top of that, I'm also going to say, if you have a small bag, and I'm a 6 foot tall, generally wide guy, I put a bag under my feet. You put the small bag under your feet. Don't be the person that puts the small bag up. And if you come in with only a small bag and that's all you put up.
This is my spot right here, right?
Yes,
This is my spot up here.
Yes.
It's because it matches the section of the number of seat that I sit. So that this is where my bag goes.
There's a reason I have a t-shirt that says Thanos was right. Some of you people should get snapped away. End of rant.
Wow. That made me think of the airplane scene where she's walking down the aisle with the guitar.
That's exactly what the guitars. Don't get me wrong. The guitar people, at least the guitar people, take care of their guitars.
Yeah, they don't want to hit anybody. They don't want to break it.
But it's like the backpack. It's like, oh. Anyway, so please, people, if I just saved one bruised shoulder or something from the backpack, I appreciate it. And if someone's going to get on a plane again tomorrow, I'm just hoping I don't have to deal with that.
Safe travels.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, that's my rant for the week.
Wow.
On that
What
note,
a way to close.
Yeah, really. All right. Well, I guess we'll close it up and appreciate you for listening. This is Old Guys Playing Games again. And I'm Ken.
Stu. I'm dyslexic. I got it wrong again. I'm sorry. Can we put it in the show notes?
I'm going to have to. I'm going to put it at the very top.
I love how you looked at all of us.
I really thought Jason was next again.
Oh my god!
I don't like this pressure.
Look at all of us.
There's too much pressure. I'm sorry. I'll do it again.
I will say that I was like doing the alphabet in my head. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, see, that's what I do.
It's Stewart.
How does S come after K? Okay, fine.
What do you mean, how does S come after K?
It's so far down the line.
There's a giant gap, but it certainly does come after K.
I think it's because I know people with the initials KJ. I just think J comes after.
Maybe. Or maybe you're just dyslexic or stupid. So
let's go with the first. Let's go with the. Well, okay, it's quite possible. I'm not going to deny that I'm probably both, but
I apologize.
Yeah, no, that's fine. All right, let's go. Let's do it
All
again.
right, let's try this again. This is Old Guys Playing Games. I'm Ken.
I'm Stu.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Josh.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.